So we had some challenges to do. We had some to-dos. Basically, we had a label to add to our app showing the drink's name. In that case, we have Blue Lagoon. And the ingredients, here we have vodka and cherry. So whatever the API gives us, that's what we have here. And if we go back to the model, what we added was the ingredients here. We have 15 ingredients. They're all optionals because according to our API here, as the API says, it could be optional. I could have vodka or maybe it's nil, right? Maybe vodka ends up in ingredient 15, regardless, right? So we have all the ingredients. We wrote a simple extension here on cocktail, a computed property, called it ingredients. It has an array of all the ingredients. So I first have all my array of all my 15 ingredients. I use compact map. What does compact map do? It puts them together and it
returns all non-nil values.
It returns all non-nil values. That's the most important part of compact map. At this point in the game, we should know what compact map does, and it's very useful for a situation like that, right? I have values where there's nils or whatever. Strips away the nils, just gets me the values with actual values in there, the objects with actual values in there, okay? So please, we had the higher order function on Monday, Tuesday with Mr. Christian, right? Did you review compact map?
That was a part of it.
It was a part of it, right? So, was there a Q&A? Was there a challenge in the end?
You weren't here for it. That didn't even say.
I'm still crying, still crying. Okay, let's know our compact map, guys, and the functionality of it. It's very powerful. And simply, that $0 is it goes through every string, or every string. If it's nil, it doesn't return it. If it has a value, it returns it. So at the end of the day, my results will have whatever ingredients I have, and I simply return a joined string with a comma. Please, flat map. There's also a compact map on dictionary. Also useful.
Wait,
Can I scroll up? What's the compact map on? Compact map values. That's a dictionary counterpart for array, for dictionaries. Compact map values. Please know those two, compact map and compact map values. We're in unit 5. If I was to replace compact map with map, what would my array be?
No, stop.
It would just have everything, right? Cool?
so,
We good?
And then after you did this, you set the ingredient label.
Yeah, we'll go up to the label now with the to the view, right? So now let's go to the compact view. Also, the challenge was to add the name label and to add an ingredients label, right? So we have our name label, which we did before, right? Correct? And now we have a new label we declared, ingredients label, very similar to name label. In my case here, the number of lines is 0. And the type of font is title 1. So the beauty of code here, you could just copy the code here and edit what you have to edit. Same as storyboards. You could just drag, option drag a new label from a next copy. So we have our ingredients label. And we're gonna go ahead and set up the constraints for them. So the constraints we set for our image, we did that already. The image was basically the entire view. And next we go to the name label. So the name label, we set up the constraints such that its top, leading, trailing of the safe area is inset of 20. So there's offset and there's inset. If we look at the documentation for Kingfisher, documentation, Kingfisher. A quick way to find out Kingfisher's docs is, not Kingfisher, sorry, what am I saying? Snapkit. We had it earlier. Just go back to it. Snapkit. Actually, I slacked it out earlier. So Slack, Snapkit. If we look at the Snapkit docs, we have to look at this as we delve into this library because this is new. If we look at offset here, where's the first place I spoke about offset? Offset here. So offset is very similar to when we have a constant and we say 20. Offset is the padding, right? So if I say offset from the top, that means what? If I say offset from the top, am I moving down or up? I'm moving down, right? Offset from the top, right? Offset from the top is coming down 20. Left, if I say offset 20, that's from going from left to right. Bottom, if I say offset minus 20, that's going from the bottom back up. If I say offset minus 20 on the right, that's going away from the edge of the trailing. And if we look at inset here, inset basically says, whatever the inset is, in that case, the insets are all 20, bring my view inside, everything inside, bring it 20 inside, right? The pattern, bring it to the interior of the device by 20, okay? So inset here, if I say inset all edges, it basically says, make a pattern away from the super view, 20 all around, right? So if we go back to my code here, that's what I'm saying here. Inset the top of my label, so the top of my label will be down 20. Leading, inset 20, will be padding 20 from the leading edge of the device, same as trailing. So as a matter of fact, inset is almost more powerful in a sense if you want to do a label constraint like the way we did, right? Because other than that, you wouldn't be able to chain offset the same way. But an inset, you could chain it without any problems, okay?
So what's the reason about using offset?
If you're doing it individually, you could do offset.
Can we not do the inset instead?
That's what I'm saying, like it's almost more powerful. I don't want to say more powerful, but it's almost more useful. Just do inset straight away, okay? Next up, we have, it's available for us for the use cases where you want to do offset or inset. Next up, we have ingredients label, very similar. I say leading, bottom, trailing, inset. Okay? So I'd recommend using inset if you want to achieve a certain look like the one we want with the constraints, with the top label and the bottom label.
And so when I try to constrain to image,
We're not constraining to the image anyway here.
but I would like to do
Oh, you say equal to. If you want it to be constrained to some image, you say equal to.
No, but you wanna say like try to do similar to the image that try like bottom or something and
Image, like here.
Yes, bottom merging. I don't know if it's the same.
You could do edges for the instead of doing top, bottom, trailing. You could do edges and say self. Very similar to what the documentation was showing for Snapcat. Look at the documentation again.
Okay.
Yes. So when you run the app after doing all those changes, you should get something very similar to this, where you have your cocktail name and you have your ingredients at the bottom. Okay, so let's keep going. Right now we cannot change. We have no UI to change our cocktail, right? Maybe Christian wants a different cocktail. Maybe he doesn't want Blue Lagoon. So I'm sorry. The top. The only thing we did.
No, it's the controller.
Okay, so let's go back to our view controller. Go back to our view controller. I'm in the view controller already. The only place we call in our fetch cocktail is in the view did load. Okay? If we want to be fancy, it's a drink app, right? Why don't we shake the phone to make it change the drink? Right? Get it? Shake the phone to change the drink. Yes, you could stir it too. Let's do that. So shake device to change cocktail.
You updated the update UI.
Yes, update UI, very good. Always observant for those. Our update UI looks like this. We have the image and we have the two labels. Cool? You know what? Take this out of here actually, because what if we don't have an image for some reason? We still want to show the drink name. So we'll add, first we'll add shake to change the drink, and then we'll add a swipe gesture, depending on what the user wants to do. So back in our shake device, go ahead and type in motion began. Type in motion began. Motion began is part of UI responder. We saw UI responder in keyboard handling. We'll just see UI responder here with detecting shakes on the device. So motion began. What motion are we looking for? If motion equal to dot motion shake, right? We have no remote control. There's different things here. Remote control. We just want motion shake. If I shook the device, go ahead and call my fetch cocktail. That's it. Yes, shake the laptop. Shake the laptop ferociously.
Is this from Clean Session?
No, that's part of UI responder. This is a UI responder function.
He's trying so hard to like hold it down. Don't believe me, that's fine. I don't believe you.
All right, so run the app. Let's run our app. We have a cocktail here, Jamaican coffee. Yeah, man. Right. If we see, let's go to debug or hardware, either or, one of them. Go to hardware. Do we see shake gesture? Do we see shake gesture on hardware? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, I'm here, right? Click on it. It changes. If you have a device, you could shake your device. It's going to work. Okay? And if we go back to hardware here, shake. So what we have there, we have Control Command Z. So to make it easier, just Control Command Z, and you could change your drinks. Control Command Z does shaking. Everybody with me? That's a shortcut. Control Command Z to shake. Cool? What's that?
How do you stir?
How do you stir? We're not gonna stir today. You can stir. That's a different lecture. Different lecture where we do custom gestures. But here we'll just add a swipe gesture. We'll add a swipe gesture and we'll end lecture here.
We said control command.
Control Command Z. Control Command Z. Click on the simulator, Control Command Z. Tommy's Margarita. Gin. Man. Casablanca. The last word. Awesome. All right, let us continue on. Let's add a swipe gesture and we'll end lecture here. So lastly, are we still here? No more cocktails, guys. Let's add a swipe gesture and we'll end it here. So private, lazy bar, swipe, gesture, UI, swipe, gesture, equal to gesture equal to UI swipe gesture, and here we just say gesture, well, return gesture. And we'll set up our gesture here on the image view. So set up swipe gesture on cocktail image. We get access to cocktail view, the cocktail image. Remember, we have to set the is user interaction enabled to true, not false. It's false by default. We're in view did load. Cocktail view dot cocktail image dot add gesture swipe gesture, and one second, just add an out objective C here, and then I'll scroll up. Where do you, the swipe gesture? In the swipe gesture, just simply say gesture dot add target self, and the function we're looking for, here is called fetch cocktail. Make sure you put add objective C in front of the fetch cocktail function. Yes, sir.
Oh, no, never mind.
What line you want me to go to?
Just the gesture, what did we add?
The gesture, the target. The target.
Can you scroll?
Actually, that's your challenge. Add the target on the gesture.
Can you scroll up, please, so that I can see the screen? Why are you doing that?
The gesture. We have gesture. Did you set up the gesture?
That's what I'm looking at. Okay, never mind.
Swiping works from away.
Yeah, that's a good question. Thank you for bringing that up, sir. Our swipe, we will specify to swipe left. Direction, dot left. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, only one way at a time. Yeah.
Is that how Chipper works?
With more animations, yes. And I don't know that app, by the way. I don't know what you're talking about. Full disclosure. How we doing, guys? We set up our swipe gesture. We have the target. Make sure your fetch cocktail is at Objective-C runtime function. And the direction, we swipe left to change the image. And let's go ahead and run the app.
The default is left to right.
Right? We could add an animation. Luba, you could add an animation in there. You feel free to do so. But if I swipe, my image changes. Oh, no. What's happening here?
Now it's left to right.
I'd rather do this on the device. Let's get to cocktail here.
They just like drag it from like the border of the phone.
Gesture's frozen.
From the border of the phone.
Yeah, this is one of the things you probably want to run on a device, right? Most of us have iPhones. Who has iPhones here? iPhones? Test this on your iPhone. We had more hands before. What's happening? We converted or? Don't scare me here. Okay, so our gesture works. Our swipe gesture works, and our shake to change also works here. And yes, we could add an animation. If you want to transition animation, you could add it right here on the image, for example. We could simply do UI view dot transition from view. Not this one.
Wait, but you could just add it in the options with the Kingfisher thing has an options parameter.
To animate it there?
Yeah.
We'll just do it here for now. So UI view transition from view with view. And then the view we want to transition is content cocktail view dot image view duration, say 3 seconds. Options here, we'll say dot transition from right, animations, completion, nothing. And we could just take that code, put this code in here. Actually, just make the whole, it's okay.
That's only going to animate the image, right?
Yeah. We could do more things to make it, that's just fine for now, just the image.
Can you please scroll back up to the gesture?
Gesture right here. We have our gesture we started off with. We add the target on the gesture and we give it a direction.
That's exactly what I have, but mine isn't working.
And make sure your fetch cocktail is an add Objective-C function.
Yeah. And then when you put it onto the view load, how to put that in?
When I put it on the view did load,
Okay, that is, okay, I got it.
cool? Yes. I mean, ideally, we could just put everything in one container view and then animate that. That would be a nicer animation. What's that? Right now, yes, you are right, sir. Does it? Let me see if it works correctly here. Or other than that, you could just do a container view. Let's test this out. Okay, too fast, right? Way too fast. 1 second, probably. You could also give it curves. Remember the curves part? You could give it curves here if you want. That curve, you could curve is in, out, is in, out here. Try that. Okay. What is this weird thing that's just stuck there? Gone. Okay. All right, cool. So, California root beer. I don't know if I want to end on this guy. I want to end something refreshing. Brooklyn. That's you there? Interesting. I'm just getting thirsty right now. Maybe almond coffee. We could just stay here all day. I'll stay here for now. Okay, cool. Any questions so far? So we used 3 CocoaPods. We got to learn how to use CocoaPods. All the frameworks we used today basically was using CocoaPods. We were able to use Kingfisher's one-line code here, basically to get our image, right? And there's more tools you could use on Kingfisher here. Kingfisher is one of the CocoaPods, like, it's a go-to CocoaPod for me. That's one of those CocoaPod, I don't want to say CocoaPod, third-party library. Because we could use CocoaPods or we could use Swift Package Manager. Kingfisher supports that. We also saw Alamo Fire with our API client. This one, not really a go-to now anymore for me, but earlier before Codable and everything like that, like Alamo Fire, AF networking was a bigger must-have. But right now, URL session and everything is just like so much easier. Alamo Fire is not a go-to anymore for like a simple project. I wouldn't say go use Alamo Fire. Does that make sense? But like a Kingfisher for sure, there's like a lot of benefits there. If you're doing a lot of programmatic UI, I'll definitely say SnapKit is very good. It's very powerful with what it does. And there's much more you could do with SnapKit there. Cool. And then just keep in mind there's so much more CocoaPods available to us. A place you could go to look for CocoaPods is on the trending topics. Oh, you said Kelby? Also Kelby.
Just for that one.
If you're into asynchronous networking, there's a big CocoaPod called PremiseKit. PremiseKit here. PremiseKit is basically where Swift is going as a language, maybe Swift 6. But PremiseKit is basically a concurrency framework, and it's great. Like it's supported, it's been around forever. I want to make sure I'm looking at the right thing here. Yeah, PremiseKit. Okay, cool. So PremiseKit is very async await-like if you're coming from JavaScript, but that's like where Swift is going. That concurrency model that PremiseKit uses, that's like a big one that's supported. You could look at that one as well, but there's a lot of libraries that you could use, and they're all well documented. Any library that you're using, please take a look at the commit history. Here, 3 days, great. Issues, take a look at it. Are they answering questions, right? Like if I put a question there, will I get feedback? You don't want to use something that's like 2-3 years old and then you're the one that have to support it. It doesn't support the latest Swift, Xcode, whatever. It will be a nightmare. Cool? And please remember to give the framework a star if you like it. That way other people could see it. And then that's how you're able to see new and hot frameworks. Cool? PremiseKit. Any other questions? We got our cocktail app going. We could shake on our device, right? Question.
So my question, so when you do programmatic UI, you usually make image not take all the view, why do you do it here?
Because we have no safe area. That's why. If we had a navigation area, if we had a nav bar, I would say safe area top.
Yes.
I'm saying safe area top already, but here I'm not embedded in any navigation controller. Over here, in my cocktail view, I could simply say safe area here. And if there were bars, it would not go beyond the safe area bar.
No, but I understand like right now we took basically all the
Yep.
like
Yep.
image.
Uh-huh.
Before we did with like central like X and or and Y.
I mean, you can. I just wanted the image to take the entire thing. If in case the image is bigger, I just wanted to take the entire screen.
Yeah, but like
That's just a demo purpose. That's not like, it's up to you what app you design it. Yep.
And a second question, when we constrain our label, when we do subview, we need to do one second opening.
Oh wow. You think that has enough ginger in there? Or G things? Ginger. I probably need that. I'm sick. I'm still sick. Can I have this?
Yes, you can.
All right, we're gonna end here, okay? Lecture is concluded. Thank you for coming.